Hello guys, welcome back to The Crew 2. A little bit of info this time, not so much driving. Because of course, for those of you who haven't seen it, but the trailer is out of the Demolition Derby. It has been posted on the Ubisoft site, you can watch it there if you want. I will put a link of the trailer if you want to see it. Not gonna show it because of rights claims and all that for the music usually, that's how it goes. Demolition Derby is the name of the update, which is coming on December the 5th at 10 a.m. Paris time, I believe. Uh, for some reason or another, they have changed the name because they more or less announced it as King of Mayhem, but now they changed it to Demolition Derby. It's not only the name of the expansion itself, but also of a new discipline. The discipline will take place in Freestyle headquarters. That was where we still have room for a discipline. Seeing we have 4 disciplines in the other headquarters, in Freestyle we only had 3. This will be the 4th one, obviously. Now, for the Destruction Derby itself, you of course need some vehicles. But yeah, that's going to be damaged vehicles. That's going to be an issue with if you're dealing with brands and such. So licensing wise, they could not just let you go in with whatever car that it is that you have there. That would be some serious licensing issue with certain brands. So what they have done is they created more or less their own brand, and it's called Fender. Just like they did with the Jetswin boats and such, which are proto. For the Destruction Derby, it means Fender. Fender Firenze is the first vehicle that we see here, some sort of saloon car, coupe, whatever it is. Maybe you can recognize a Monte Carlo in it or something like that. The second one is a Fender Vero, which is more of an estate thing. Pretty good one. I have driven this thing already. Well, next to all the other cars for that matter. But we'll talk to that in a second. Fender Frontiera is the third one. Also, that is more or less a recognizable shape if you're familiar with cars and especially in other games and such. And then we have the Fender Bulk, which is more or less a pickup truck. Those are the 4 vehicles that will come with the Destruction Derby itself. And then we have a seasonal pass car as well. As always, every month, season pass cars, they come together with this Destruction Derby update. They will be coming to the game for season pass holders 1 week later for the other people who do not own the season pass. And those 2 vehicles are another of the Destruction Derby vehicles, the Fender Rattlesnake, which of course plays in that discipline. That makes a total of 5 cars. And then we also get an airplane, the Extra Aerobatics 330 SC. Extra Aerobatics is the brand name because the plane itself will actually be playing around in Alpha, no, not Alpha, in Air Race. That's what I should say. That is 6 vehicles in total. Is that all they're gonna bring? No, not really. 14 vehicles in total will come into the game with this December update, and the other vehicles are related to a certain feature within the game, and not all of them, just a few. And eventually you will be able to get your hands on them. You will not be able to buy those vehicles. That's I think 3 or so like that. The other vehicles will be related to a certain bundle that you can get in the shop in the headquarters, and then later on they will become available separately just in your headquarters like you would buy any car. Those vehicles are not known yet, so I can also not mention them, but there are a few interesting ones amongst them, I can tell you. What else do they bring? New activities, as always, just like with the Gator Rush update. Some new skill tests will come into place. Some extra events within disciplines that we already know. This time it will be Drift, Alpha, Grand Prix, and Rallycross. 3 extra events, I believe, in each of them, so that's like 9 extra events already. And then 1 live Extreme Series episode. And this time it will be called Holiday Special. With the Gator Rush it was called, what was it, September Spectacular or something. Now it's Holiday Special, more related to Christmas and stuff like that. Next to that, photo set. Yep, photo book events. We have a new discipline, so also those will have some photos that you need to take. I think 8 photo book event related events to the Destruction Derby. 8 pictures you need to take, and then we have that orange bus. The orange bus in the headquarters, in all of the headquarters, you will find that, just like the yellow tent for the shop and the gold tent for the live battle, which we will talk about in a second. You will have that orange bus will finally get a purpose. The buses were there from the beginning, but nobody had an idea what it was going to be about. It's the live contracts. The live contracts you can more or less see as some sort of daily challenge, and that can be all kind of stuff. It will be different for each player, I believe, and it will just go a bit randomly. I'm assuming that over time that everybody has gotten the same daily contracts, more or less. That was it for sort of the general thing, and then the new discipline. But then, of course, the live battle. PvP. Last but certainly not least, the Crew 2 Demolition Derby is bringing PvP to Motor Nation. You can find out all about it here. So if we click here, then we come to this thing here. The live battle tent is in headquarters, and if you go in there, then you come sort of to this screen. More or less the matchmaking in such a way that you first have to select a playlist. That can either be raised, that can be mixed, or potentially some sort of special list. That is also a possibility. The race playlist is fixed, meaning that it remains fixed. That's like the most popular thing is like the street racing and such. That's why they more or less keep it fixed. In there, it's Street Racing Family. It's not only Street Race, but it's Street Racing Family. And that means that we're going to see street race events and hypercar events in that lobby. And there will be, I don't know, a certain amount of events in there, and that will daily change. So they will mix it up a little bit. You get a certain amount of events, but the system is going to pick 4 for you each time. So they're going to give you go into a lobby with maximum 8 people. Minimum is 4. You need 4 people in matchmaking before a session is found. So you need 4 people together before the actual lobby starts. And it can go up to 8 people. And then you go in there, and then you sort of get a screen like this. In this case, you will get the option to choose on downtown LA, Financial District, Harlem, and Hollywood. 3 street races and a hypercar race. And then you can vote on it. By default, the collisions are off. As you can see here, the collision and the traffic is off because it's sort of grayed out. It's not lit up. And that is what you do. So you vote on it. Pretty simple. Everybody in the lobby will vote on it. And the one with the most votes will be raced. As simple as that. After you finish the race, you go back to the lobby. And the system will pick up 3 more random races, and one that you have just done will also be in the list because you can take revenge on it. If you just made like a little mistake but you were doing for the win, you want to do that track again, you can click on revenge, and then that can be chosen. But of course, everybody else in the lobby has a choice, so you might want to do a revenge, the other people maybe not, and then it might be some other track which is chosen. And it's always going to be like that. So you race, you finish, you go back to the lobby, you get 4 new races, and you can or 3, and you can select on it, and then the one that you just done, you can revenge on it if you want. That's more or less how it's going to work. And other than that, it is just racing. That is for the street racing lobby, I should say. And then for the mix playlist, that's basically there you can find everything else. There you can find all the other disciplines. That's not such a lobby like you're gonna get like a pro racing playlist again and then get all the races from there. No, it's gonna be like particular things, like a certain track in a pro racing, for instance, of a GP, and or you get like a motocross event or a rally raid event or an aerobatics event or stuff like that. All the game's disciplines are in there except drag race and air race. For some reason or another, they left it out for now, but Maybe it wasn't ready or something, I don't know. But from what I make of it, they will bring that at one point or another as well in this, somewhere in this thing. Maybe they split it up in more playlists. We will see over time how we do, and that's also what they will do. They're gonna see what we play first, how we play it, how often we play it, and by doing that, they can adjust the list. They can bring like more events in a certain list or more events from a certain discipline, depending on what people choose. They, of course, they can check everything. They have the numbers, they have the stats, so they are gonna let it run and have a look on it, how we actually play the game and which of the events is the most popular. Then they probably will up the events and make it all happen a bit more, so that more of a popularity thing, which is most popular will be most choices in it and will be the most events to play. The ranking system, pretty simple, the same as in the Crew 1, going from bronze, silver, gold and platinum leagues into 4, 3, 2 and 1 divisions. In other words, you go in there as a bronze 4 player and the idea is to become a platinum 1 player, and of course also remain that, sort of defend your rank or league. That's the idea behind it. I believe you need 100 points to go to the next division, and but of course it goes up and down. In a full lobby of 8 people, the top 3 will win some points. Number 4 and 5 will sort of stand pat. They will not win points. They will also not lose points. And the last 3 on the finish, they will actually lose points. So even within the division, you need to fight your and defend to make it all work. But it all works because there is no ramming involved, so you cannot be blocked by other people or so, because the collisions are up by default in the race lobby. In the mixed lobby, of course, if it's Destruction Derby, the collisions, of course, are not going to be off. That's kind of logical because you want to ram each other there. That is how it works. How does it all look? That is also, of course, a question. That is something that we will be able to show you as soon as we can. We'll talk about that in a second, because there is also something which is worrying me. First of all, some things that I agree with. PvP is available right off the bat at the rookie level once you have unlocked your first HQ. Totally agree with that. It's available for everybody to play, and everybody should get the experience of a multiplayer lobby. If you want to have rookies in there, that's fine. Not a problem. They cannot block you or anything. They cannot do stupid stuff. They can, but it's not to bother you because the collisions are off anyway. If you don't own a particular vehicle type, then it will be lent to you. Totally agree with that. It should not be blocking people from doing something if they do not have a car, for instance, in a street race. So they loan you a car. But then we come to the problem, or at least for me it's a problem, where I do not agree with, obviously. And that is that all vehicles levels will automatically be maxed. Normally, in any other game, you get a loaner car in case you do not have a certain vehicle. That's all fine. But then you get some under-leveled, underpowered vehicle, usually because you can race, but if you want to win, you usually, in most cases, you have to use your own, and you have to use an upgraded car to be able to win. But then this line tells us here, all vehicle levels will automatically be maxed. So it basically tells us that if you go to a street race, that everybody will have 280 cars. Now, what does that mean? What I make of this is that we have been grinding for weeks and months for no reason. Because if everybody gets a maxed out car, then why on earth have we been grinding? Why on earth have we been messing about with parts to get the epic parts, to get the legendary parts? Why on earth do we even need parts? Why do we need the icon points to get all these perk points with nitro and such? Why do we need the affix with specific bonuses where we have been grinding for like crazy? If it's actually going to be like I think it's going to be, then there's going to be a serious problem. Then people are going to feel betrayed because they have been grinding for weeks to prepare for this PvP to get the cars that they wanted, like set up in the way they wanted, and they're just going to give everybody 280 green cars in street race or 320 green cars in by green cars I mean green parts on it. That's sort of what I make of this. and that is something what worries me a bit. I know with this game, I already figured it out by now that it's more or less made for casuals, but this is a bit ridiculously casual if you ask me. There are also a bunch of hardcore players out there who want to do some proper racing and where these parts where we have been grinding for actually have effect. But we will see. We will see how it actually works when we are there. I have played this. I have played this together with some other players and also together with people from the press in some sort of early release thing. We have footage of it. I have footage of the PvP. I have footage of the Destruction Derby. I have footage of everything that is mentioned here on this update thing. Meaning the new events, the live stream episode, we all have it here. Unfortunately, I cannot show it yet because, yeah, that's how it goes with these pre-release things. At a certain moment, you are allowed to post it, and then we'll bring it out there as soon as possible. That means TPC members were involved, and that also means that the people on the right on my channel, Paraglider, I Suck at Driving, Don B, Min Daukas, Vertical, I mentioned there in recommended channels. You can also watch out on their channel. They will also have footage. We do not all have the same footage, obviously. A bit will be the same, but some other people might be focusing on one of the new cars or so. Other people will be focusing on certain disciplines or such stuff like that. So you will find some different videos coming out to you very soon. As soon as we can post it, we will bring it. I might do another video on that to let you guys know when exactly I will put them up. I have about 12 videos up and ready to go. And as soon as I can post them, I'm probably going to make a playlist. And that's why I will make another video for you guys so that I sort of announce when we are going to do this all. And I will just make sure that I have them uploaded and I will publish them as soon as I can in a playlist, and I will just bring everything out there. And then you can watch whatever it is that you want to watch first, and that you do not have to wait on it. That's the idea. This thing is coming on December the 5th at 10 a.m. That more than likely also means that the day before, which they usually do, is December the 5th is a Wednesday, so yeah, on December the 4th, there's usually some sort of stream on Tuesday, and that will be no different now, I'm assuming. So I guess twitch.tv/thecrewgame. Take a look there on December the 4th at 6 p.m. That is usually when they do these live streams. Other than that, that was it for now. A bit of update, also a bit of worry about that, especially about those maxed out cars. That is something not totally agreeing with, that is for sure. And other than that, we have footage of all this, and we will bring it out to you as soon as we can. That will be it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.